Good morning. I just want to make sure I can see the comments, so hold on one moment. Okay, getting my second device. I forgot to get that ready. Getting my second device. And I got to turn off that volume. Get that ready. There. Okay. Wow. Sorry about that. I always forget something. Okay. So let me put that. Where can I put that? That it's not in the way. I'll just set it right here. Okay, we are ready. Welcome everyone. My name is Kathy Schmitt and I am the Backyard Stamper. I come live every Sunday morning for scrapbooking at 10 a.m. and I go live on Thursday nights at 7 p.m. for card making. So if you're new to my channel, you can sign up for my newsletter here at this QR code. And if you have any questions, my email's right there, Kathy@backyardstamper.com. And if you like any of the products that I show you today, you can shop my Stampin' Up store, kathyschmitt.stampinup.net 24/7. All right. Hello, Jamie. It was so fun to see you yesterday. All right, so let me show you what we finished or what we worked on last week, and I finished my titles and everything. So this is my 2-page spread from that I showed you how to make last week, and we're using the designer paper Waterside Retreat and some crumb cake or pecan pie. I think this is one of them. Oh, the crumb cake, 2-tone cardstock, torn for the sand. And this is the designer paper. I typed this out on my computer and then I fussy cut it and layered it on another piece of pecan pie and fussy cut that. And then I have my little doodads here, my clusters, using the Sunset Coast dies to cut out some shells and stuff. And relaxing waterside is, or relaxing waterfront is where the seagull and the grass comes from. So I think this turned out really well. I'm very, very pleased with it. So today we're going to continue. And I just thought of something. I'm going to need to cut out some more of those seagulls. All right, so I have my 2-page spreads laid out. This one's going to be on white willow, and I've got my photos. I remembered to cut my mounting piece, so let me go ahead and tape those down so I know that part's done. So this is Secret C that I'm mounting them on. This is the break wall in Provincetown, and you can walk all the way over. It doesn't look like it's that far, but it's actually about a mile. And you can walk all the way over, and then you can walk down this beach here all the way to the very tip of Provincetown, of Massachusetts, actually. So that's always fun to do. There's a little bit of poison ivy you got to be careful for, but if you go straight through the path and stay on the path and then walk along the beach, it's pretty cool. We didn't do that this year. We usually do it, but it was really pretty hot the day we were walking on the break wall, and you know, it's easy to go out. It's hard to come back because you're tired. All right, so I've got these photos mounted, and let me go ahead and mount these. I hope you're enjoying your visit with your family, Jamie, I'm sure. Silly question, right? This is my daughter's dog. Her name's Poppy. She's a German short-haired pointer, and she is a total beach dog. She lives in New York City, so, you know, coming to the beach was something new. And where we stay at the masthead in Provincetown, the tide comes in and out. So when it goes out, it's all the flats. And the dog had so much fun. And she even learned about swimming, but not to drink the water, because she lapped up all that salt water the first opportunity she went and promptly threw it back up. So she learned that part, so that was good. Okay, so here's the base of I got my photos mounted. I'm just going to set them aside. This is the base of my 2-page layout. So what I'm going to do is have something like that along the bottom and something like this on the side. Now this is a continuation of this sheet, and I didn't want the same page, the same cut on both pages. So I am going to flip it upside down, which makes these birds upside down, but I am going to cover them with some sort of doodad. So let me go ahead and tape these down. This is another layout inspired by Erin Jacobson, and it's a perfect layout for my intentions today. I gotta get this on straight. Let me do it where it's closer to me. There. Okay, so that's nice and straight. And then I'm going to put this at the bottom. See, this is the back side B of this paper. The other side, side A, is full of fish, which we did not do any fishing. We have in the past. We had some friends there that had a boat, and we would go out and fish, and that was fun. And I have some more buoys I'm gonna fussy cut those to tie onto my posts here. So I'm just building up my layers here. Let me get that out of the way. Okay, so I have one upside down seagull that I'm gonna have to cover. That's not too bad. And you know what? I think I wanted that underneath. I think I want that scooted down. I can't remember if I wanted that on top. I think maybe I did want it on top. Okay, we're gonna go with that for now. I'm not gonna tape that down. These are my posts, and we're gonna sponge those to darken them up. And then I thought maybe tie some twine around, and then we can hang a couple of the buoys. So let me do this. Oh, and this here goes right like that. Or that could go up too. Just a nice transition. All right, I'm going to leave it here for now. And let's do this side. So I'm taping down what I know, and then I will tape down what I don't know. And then I will show you this trick that I did on the title for this page. So I showed you the title for the first page I printed and fussy cut, and then the second one I used my scan and cut, and that worked out great. All right, so I'm going to put that like so. My pages are lining right up nicely. And then I have this piece is going to go like that. I do like that over the top here. And then I'm going to have my buoys. They can go anywhere. They're just like decorations. I got a really tall one. And then I've got some short ones. So I'll decide which ones go on which side. And then I have my trim. So I think, whoops, this one, I'm going to do them both. Let's do it with the darker side up. I like that better. So I got this layout ready last week, and then I'm like, I don't remember how it went. So that's why I am a little bit perplexed. Oh, got some tape. Let me get my tape mat out. My gluing mat. I love these silicone mats from Stampin' Up. They work so good because your adhesive goes where it's supposed to and doesn't go where it's not. So, and then if you have any overage, you just roll it back on, and that looks pretty good. So we're going to add that. This little Secret C, this is a Misty Moonlight, and that ties in with the striped paper right here. So that works really nice. And then I photo mounted using Secret C. So that was really a nice combination. And then I'm going to put my photos more towards the top to fill in this white space here. Okay. Like so. I'm doing pretty good so far getting things straight. Probably shouldn't say that because I'll jinx myself. So, Jamie, I got the hot foiling system in my UPS yesterday, and this afternoon I am going to play with it. I got to go out to my garden and plant some more beans because my beans didn't come up that good. So before it gets too late, I want to plant some more. And this time I'm not going to be so conservative putting them in. Usually I like overplant and I'm terrible about thinning. So this time that looks pretty good. It looks a little crooked right here. So let me see if I can lift that up. Just this little strip here. Okay. Just a smidge. It was going downhill at the end. All right. So now let's see what we're going to do with these. I like that blue on the outside of my decking, but do you? Like, what is it supposed to represent? I'm not sure. I just like it because it adds some color down here. Otherwise, it's pretty much the same. So I can put these, like start one, and that wing showing doesn't really bother me. So I can put those kind of like this. This one's okay. I'm going to leave that because it's upside down, but it looks also like the bird has the wings down, you know, in that motion. So that's what I'm going to go with for that. And then these are going to go here. I like that. Okay. And I just think this adds a nice, this is going to add a nice backdrop for these posts, I think. All right, so let me grab a piece of scrap paper because I want to darken up these posts a little bit. Let me move that out of the way. I've got my piece of scrap paper right here. And I have my basic brown or basic gray ink pad. So let me get a little dauber for my finger. Of course, when I need one, I can't find one. Oh, there they are. Alrighty, so I have my little dauber tray here, and I don't mark which ones. Well, I did on a couple of them, but I just pick something close, and if there's nothing that I think is close, I'll pick a new one. So in this case, this one here that's Smoky Slate, and that is close enough to basic gray. I hate to just have one for each family because it's not necessary. All right, so I've got my basic gray. Yeah, that's gonna look good. And I'm just darkening those. So Thursday night when I was live, I had done a reel right before, and I had shut the volume off. So of course, I forgot to turn it back on, and when I went live, I had no sound. So, and then today, I forgot to put my, to get my iPad so I can see comments, because I use my phone for the filming, so those look good. It looks like I got a couple of fingerprints down there. If you oversponge, just keep on going because and then it looks like it was intentional. And I'm just gonna darken that up a little bit because these are old. They've been in the water forever. Yeah. As Bob Ross would say, make it a happy little piece of wood. This scrapbooking layout, I learned a couple things. One, I learned I can print my pictures at home using my Canon G7000 series printer, which apparently is a relative of the Canon Selfie, which I did not know that. And the Selfie is a great camera for photos, so, or printer for photos. So I learned that I can do that, which now, I mean, if I had had to send these photos of our vacation, it was just a week ago. If I had to send them out, it would have never happened. And I also learned my iPhone adjustment for my pictures, if I'm printing them right from my phone, works really well. It's when I upload them into like Canva, then it seems like I have to adjust them a second time. So basically, I'm figuring out how to make my scrapbooking easier and easier, and that is the trick to getting it done. Okay, so these look good. Those look really good, actually. So let me put that aside. The dauber keeps your finger clean, so you don't have any smudgies. And then I've got my baker's twine, or linen thread, not baker's twine, and I'm just going to wrap around like 3 times and tie a little knot so I can hang a buoy off of it. So I'll do that. I could have even I might add a little sponging to the rope just so that it ages it a little bit. I don't need to have a lot of linen thread because I'm not tying a bow, so I'm just clipping them pretty short to just tie a knot. And I don't even have to worry that the knot's on the front. That's going to be fine. I thoroughly enjoy scrapbooking. It is such a relaxing process. Once you realize you don't need to stress. So until you realize that, it can be stressful. But if you just relax, enjoy the photos, relive the moment that the photos represent, it's so fun. Like this, I can smell the ocean. I can remember sitting on the deck, soaking up the sun. It's good times. We go to the same place every year in Provincetown, and I've always called it a little slice of heaven because it's just perfect. Perfect, perfect. Marty's parents went there his whole life, so he's on like year 60. And we've stayed at almost the same, well, I've stayed at the same place all the time that I've been there. And Marty and I have been married, it will be 38 years this fall. Marty's on 60, and so he's stayed probably 10, 15 years down the street, the first 15 years, and then they moved up to this masthead one, which is still owned by the same family. It's the second generation. So it's like just amazing that we're the second generation, the owners are the second generation, our kids love going there, so they'll be third generation at the same place. It's just incredible. It's really a little slice of heaven. Okay, so I've got and I actually like some of that rope hanging down. So let me just get my dauber and daub some darker on the rope. Make it look a little older. There, and I like that they're kind of wrapped in different spots. Then I have here a sheet of, let me see here. Oh, I have my little buoys right here. Okay. Well, we'll take out another one. Okay, here they are, here they are. This is what I wanted. I just wanted my little buoys. So I'm going to just quickly cut a couple of these. I want some different color ones. And I got a different shape. I like that yellow one. So I forgot to cut these with my scan and cut. You go down on the pier, and they have like artists that sell their artwork, and they're all in little shacks, probably old fishing shacks, and all the shacks are decorated with these buoys. So that makes it, you know you're there when you see all the buoys hanging from the side of the shacks. They tie these onto lobster traps so that they can find their their trap. Okay, so I got 2 there, and let me get this little short blue one. I like that. And let's see here. These cut out really easily because I'm not fussing. It's called fussy cutting, but you know, I just don't stress about getting it perfect, and that's why I think I've always enjoyed fussy cutting. And the trick is leave a little bit of white around the outside so of what you're cutting. And then if you put it on your white cardstock, that white blends in, and so it hides any cutting mistakes, which again, I do not stress about those. All right, one more, and then we'll move on to the rest of our page. There. Okay, so now I've got some buoys, I've got my pylons, and I can bring my page back in. All right, so let's see where we're at. I still have to figure this out. So if I do something like that, and I will probably have a photo or something down here. But I like that. And then I've got these. See how when you darken them, they show up so nicely? Let's see here. I had short and tall. I could split them up. I had a fat one on this side, so let's do that. So, and we'll take this one and put it, do I have 2 of the same? I'll put the fat one on this side then. So they look like that. Oh, I love it. Okay, so let me just trim off my rope edges here. I think I could leave them long, but let's not and say we did. I'll cut some and I'll leave some. So, and then I can hang my buoy and cover the knot. Or hang the buoy up here on the taller ones. I like that idea. So I'm going to leave the rope on the ones that the buoy's hanging because they would be tied off that way. And let me just grab my tape and we'll tape that down like so. And then maybe the yellow one will hang down a little bit, something like that. There, I like that. So we've got those, and then this one over here, I'm going to have this one and this one because these poles aren't as high as this one is. So we'll put one more here, and then I'll have my 3. Gotta have 3s, right? All right, so now with that rope, it looks like it's tied on, so that's good. Probably shouldn't have cut that other one off. All right, so that side's done. Let's see about this side here. So if I cluster them like that and have a buoy here, and another one here. Okay, you want to go that way? That's fine. So we'll do it like that and like that. My thing's covering up my buoy. We don't want that. Well, we'll put them side by side instead of on top of each other like that. Nope, I'm going to move this guy because I want it to show. Like so. Okay, that looks great, and this one looks good too, so I'm going to go ahead. Now, let's before I tape those down, let's look at the photos again, because I might need to push this over like so and put these here as my cluster, kind of going this way to fill up that side right there. If I did that, I could pull this back out. Ooh, that looks good. This all has to come up though, like so. I like that. And then this side, we'll do the same thing. We'll just put them a little bit to the side. And I got them like a little cluster there. We can spread them out a little bit. They don't have to be touching. Okay, and then I have my photos. So let's see what I've got. And that will tell me more about this piece here. I'll put me on this side. Oops. Oh yeah, it went. The photo went like that, not the picture. And Marty's over here, so we'll put Marty kind of on top of those. Those will be tucked under. Okay, I like that. I think I'm going to bring this part down a little bit and maybe have the blue coming up more, so you see a little blue at the top and the bottom. And then this is these are from walking on the break wall. So let's see, and it was windy. We had hats on. I love this picture. She's I love that. Oops, I got a landscape one. Let's put that over here. Let's bring this one up so it's the same as the other one. Hey, Debbie, hi. I'm just happy you're here. Don't worry about being late at all. Let's see here. How am I going to fit this little guy in? That one's going to go there. So this, I might have to put that one up here. Okay, and then these can line up with these because they're all the same size. I like that. And this can come down because I have my title. So I printed this out on white cardstock, and then I connected them. The way you for the scan and cut is you just draw a little pencil line to connect them. So I drew it like this to connect the P with the dash, and I did it all the way across, so everything was touching each other. And then you just come in with your eraser, which what did I do with it? Let's see here. And be sure you use a white art eraser, not the red eraser on the top of the pencil. Use a good art eraser. And you just erase the pencil line, and that's why I don't do it so deep that you won't be able to erase it. And then I had an outline distance of 0.08 around my letters. Then I took the letters off, didn't unload my mat or anything, and added a piece of pecan pie, and then increased my outline distance to 0.16 because it was 0.08, 0.12, 0.16, so went up by 0.04, and that gave me my title. So the other one I fussy cut, and I like this one too, so I'm happy that it worked out. And I'm gonna, let's see, so my title's gonna go there, and then I have a lighthouse here on one of my doodads. Let's see here what my doodad. Here's the lighthouse from Scenic Coast. I cut out, and there is a lighthouse. There's two lighthouses. There's one over here and one on the tip. So I thought I could put the lighthouse right there on their picture. And it's great that it's in white. Although I could sponge this. Yeah, let me do that real quick. Sponge it so that it looks like the rocks. And I don't want it to be like perfect. I want it, I'm okay with some of the white coming through. There, like that. Oh, that looks good. And then I can sponge. Let me poke these guys out here. I can sponge the little gatekeeper's house. If I want to. Let's see here. I have my, I used brown last week. Let me see if I have a little bit of brown left on my brush so I don't have to. Oh, I do. That's all I needed was just a little bit. So there. And now I'm going to put that down in the corner. I love it. Oops, one more little Chad hanging there. So I am going to use my liquid glue and just a dab. A little dab will do you. Do not want it seeping out on my photo. There. There. Isn't that neat? All right, so that works great. And then let me close this up so we don't have a problem. I'm going to add some, I'm going to get some seagulls. Oh, I could stamp some seagulls right there. Hold on, let me get that. Well, I don't need more seagulls. I've got seagulls. Okay. Other than I could do that stamped seagull and have them standing on there, and I might do that after, but we won't do it right now. Too much going on. Okay, so if I have my pylons here, I have to cut these strings down a little bit. I like how that one's all curly. All right, so we've got this, and these are going to go, they're all the same size, so they're going to go right across at the same level. And my pylons will take up the room over here. I like that. Well, not, I don't want to cover my seagull pictures. I'll put them back here. Okay, so let's go ahead. This one here I wanted up here. So let's do that. The back side of this beautiful blue stripe has the cutout pieces to use to embellish cards, and I'm going to embellish a couple of those. So all I have to do is do like so. Let me take this one down. Oh, I wanted to pop that one up, I think. Okay, so if I have my photo here, oops, it's going to come down about there. About there, then I can put my pylon right about here. So one pylon there, another one, I'm going to just give it a little bit of space. So that helps eat up some of that open space. And let's see here, I got a couple of little dimensionals here. There. I'll put them over where I put the tape. Oh, I love it. Okay, so we've got that picture there, and then I had this picture up here, which can go under the pylon a little bit, but my face is already right there on the edge, so let's see how we're going to do that. I definitely don't want to pylon up my nose. All right, we'll see if that looks all right. And that does. If I bring it down just a little bit. It's not that great of a picture because of the way the sun was, but it's a beautiful picture because it's me and my daughter. All right, so something like that. That looks good. Okay, so let's tape these down. The thing with adhesive and photos is they do not like it if they do not wipe off very well. So I think that looks fine. Bring Chris in. This is my daughter's husband and beautiful Poppy. Oh, my tape just ran out. Let me grab a tape. Are my cases. So when you go to change your tape, you want to just look right here to make sure there's no tape buildup, because that actually helps the tape stick and not flow properly. So if you clean it off, then you have removed what will impede it a little bit. And then you just put them on the pegs like so and snap the lid back on. And that's it. Easy peasy. Hold on, I gotta get my rubber mat. If you ever have trouble getting the tape started, do it on your rubber mat. Oh, why is that not running? It's like it's not spinning. I must have put it in wrong. There. That's interesting. That is right out of the package. Oh, yar. All right, well, let's see. I'll have to see what's going on. It could be my dispenser, too. Let me just set that one there and get a different tape dispenser. That might help. Okay, hold on. Let's see here. Here it is. Okay. I'm like, where's my tape? After I have a class, I'm very, very bad about putting away my tape and scissors and stuff like that. All right. So this is my daughter's husband and beautiful Poppy. We're going to put that like that. And so this is the end of the break wall right here. And so you can, it goes all the way over there. And then we have this fabulous decking that is available to us. And so it's got lounge chairs and everything. So it's perfect. Perfection. All right, let me put, I didn't take this down yet. Let me put this down. Oh, I don't need that. That's the one that didn't work. And let's see here. It's about a quarter. I don't really measure, so I'm just eyeballing it. There. And then this can come back over. I really like how that doodad turned out. Okay, and then these are going to go like so. Whoops, over here to make room for the pylons. All right, so my back pylons are going to get tape, and my front pylon is going to get a pop-up. And then this one gets the pop-up. Okay, I don't put a lot of dimensionals on my scrapbook pages. Back in the past, I loved it, right? I just dimensionaled everything, just like it was a card front. And then I also really put a lot of pages in my book. And so I learned that if you put too much dimensional, it really impedes the, I'm going to move this guy here. And I'm going to move that one. There, we'll do it like that. And this guy can come over here and hang off like that. That looks good. I could cut these down a little bit. That's the one I liked because it was curly. Okay. Alrighty, so then I've got these. And this picture here. I've got room right there at the top. Oh, I love it. All right, let's put this guy down. And this page is just about done. Oh, I have one more little trinket I can put on. I forgot. I got those. All right. And I don't want it looking like I don't want it looking like we are on top of that pylon. So I'm going to slide this one down, keeping it still so that, oops. Sometimes you overwork it and then it makes you sad. Okay, just like that. That's what I want. Now I have plenty of room for this photo and they're not touching each other. No touching allowed. All right, so now I've got this and that. That looks really good. And these two, let me even off my page here so I can get these guys lined up. This I do want lined up. Okay. All right. Let me put my little, sometimes this tape runs a lot better when you do it with a little cushion. And you don't, this is a Stampin' Seal Plus, so you don't need very much at all. All right, I'm going to put the two that are closest to each other on first. And I want them I want to see above this piece here. And do I want those to line up? Sure. Okay. So like that. Okay, and then on this one here, we're going to just, if my pages are lined up together, and then I'm just kind of eyeballing that to make sure they're in a line. Okay, so I got my first two done. That needs a little dab of glue right there. A little dab will do ya. There. And good thing I looked over there because I had never put my cap on. Okay, so we've got that. This one already has tape. Get all this stuff out of the way so you can see what I'm working on. There. And we'll put this like so. Oops, my designer paper just fell on the floor, and of course it fell with the open side first, so it all fell out first before it hit the floor. Oh well. Okay, and then this one's gonna go like that. Did I want him, was I supposed to be on top of that one? I think he was. How am I gonna do that? Oh, I'm just gonna do it the way I had it. He's on this one, right there. Oh, that photo's crooked. Okay, so I got that. And then my title, I'm going to put some little dimensional pieces on. For some reason I have minis here, but that's okay, they'll work. Use them up on these, it's a good thing. There. That's going to go just like that. Isn't that great? If I say so myself. So, a nice way to pick these dimensional backings off is to use take your pick tool and just stick it in and flick with your, flick up like you're brushing real quick. That one's already off. There. And then you just clean them off. It kind of keeps your dimensional tops from getting all over the place. All right. I love that. Oh, you know what I wanted to do? Wait. I wanted to sponge a little bit of blue behind there. I did that on the first page. So let me get my blue. That's not, doesn't look like blue. Hold on 1 minute. Oh, you know what? Maybe I'll do a yellow for the sun. A light yellow. Because I've got all this other blue going. Let's try that. I'm going to get some lemon lolly out. Okay, so let's close this back up. If you take your dog hair on there, if you take your blending brush and put it in the tray, then you're not wasting the ink because the ink will still be there. Let me put a piece of paper here. Yeah, I think that's going to look kind of fun. just a little bit, not too much. I always say you have to know when to stop. Oh, thanks, Debbie. You like my layout, huh? Where did my, oh, here it is. Where'd my title go? Oh, see, that just popped that title. Perfect. All right, like that. And then I have these other trinkets too. They are right here. It gives me the opportunity to use some of these because I forgot to leave myself a journaling box. Well, you know what? I can put one, I can do it in a circle. I've got some extra circles here that I already cut. That would be kind of cool to just do it as a circle. And then I can just dangle one of these off. Or I could put a rectangle there. And, oh, I'll put that up on the title. I like that. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do with this. Let me grab my linen thread again because got to have it tied on something. And then I will work on my journaling and I will be able to show you that next week. So I'll be able to show you 2 pages. And I have just one more. I remembered when I went to sit down to do this that I had forgotten to print my family photo. And so I didn't want to try to squeeze in 2 layouts at one sitting because I didn't have everything ready to go. So if I had everything ready to go, that would have been fun. Okay, so how's that? Should I, maybe I'll put that on this side. Yeah, I like that. And then this can just stick on with a glue dot, which I have right here. So you take a glue dot and roll it up like a tamale. And then it will fit. Let's see, which one is my back and which is the front. They both look the same. Okay, this is the way I had my bow wants to go that way, so I'm going to do that. So I'm just going to put it right on the anchor, the vertical part of the anchor. So when I rolled it as a tamale, it's hanging on right there. And then I'll just put that up here, and it will look like it's hanging from my P with my cute bow. All right, you guys, that is another layout done. I love how easy this designer paper makes it work. And I have my little package of embellishments that I can add as I go. And so I've got these. And let me show you my first page with the title added. So I added my title, and on this one, I fussy cut it. And then I went, ta-da, you know, you got a scan and cut. So then I had printed them all out at the same time. So then I ran that through. And this one looks fine. I didn't have to redo it. So there's my layout 1. Oh, we had such a good time. And here's my layout 2. And then I have just the family photos layout left, and I think I have a kayaking scene. And that'll be that. And I'll be able to use the life jackets. So thank you all very much for tuning in. I appreciate you. Please give me a thumbs up and share my layout, my channel. Thank you.